"Your bag has been flagged, civilian. Move aside." As he waved her away, the soldier's tone was contemptuous and harsh. Without a second look, she remained motionless, her stance straight in her olive fatigues, her countenance unreadable. She placed her bag on the steel counter at the security checkpoint and complied without saying anything. While another soldier laughed and remarked, "You packed like you're going camping, not entering a federal facility." Another soldier tugged at the zipper as if he were opening a garbage bag. She remained silent while a few people in the vicinity grinned and dug through her things, removing socks, rattling a toiletry kit, and throwing a rolled-up t-shirt to the ground. In an attempt to establish control over someone they believed to be beneath them, they raked through her belongings with no regard. Their voice became louder and more derisive. One murmured, "Probably thinks she's important," and the others laughed. Once more, she did not respond to their bait, flinch, or react in any way. One of them felt something compact and substantial as they dug farther into the bag, not cloth or stuff. He gently drew it out while holding it, and his face lost color. When he turned it open, everything slowed down around them. The sneer ceased. He gazed down at the black leather case he was holding, which was now open to expose a shimmering, indisputable gold federal symbol. The ensuing hush was sudden and oppressive. The authority-framed velvet insignia was framed with the words "Giant," Intelligence Command Clearance Alpha, inscribed above it. The soldier grasped it in a trembling palm. He opened his lips to say, "Sir, you might want to see this," but nothing came out. His voice eventually stumbled. The room's atmosphere abruptly shifted. The people who had just been making fun of her were frozen in place. Realizing the seriousness of his error, the soldier who had chuckled now remained motionless, his gaze flitting from the badge to her. She carefully and calmly removed the badge case from him and replaced it in her duffel bag. She zipped it shut, remaining silent and in control, and when she looked up at last, her eyes spoke for themselves. Not pride or anger, but a calm understanding. That comes from someone who has merited a place in rooms that others can only imagine, and then it dawned on them. She had permitted them to make fun of her and search through her possessions without saying a word, not because she couldn't stop them, but rather because she didn't need to, because she was fully aware of who she was. Once more, the hangar doors opened, and a commanding officer came in holding a clipboard. He nonchalantly looked up till he caught sight of her and instantly stopped. "Mom!" he yelled with the kind of urgency that only comes from awareness and dread wrapped in reverence. "We weren't expecting you this cycle." He abruptly changed his posture and snapped to attention. She nodded curtly and answered, clearly. Then, unaffected, unconcerned, and unshaken, she passed them all. After flipping his clipboard, the commanding officer scanned it. His expression tightened as the knowledge dawned. Commander Reyes turned to face the room and continued, "She has been embedded in 6 Black Ops programs and not only has Alpha clearance, she authorizes it. She chose to test you by passing through this checkpoint in accordance with civilian protocol after building the systems you were trained to protect." The soldiers glanced down at the mess they had created, not just with her bag, but also with their presumptions, and the silence turned to fear. "You mistreated someone who has experienced more fire than any of you have even read about. And you didn't know the officer had snapped because you didn't inquire. You made your judgment about her based on what you saw." It appeared as though one of the soldiers had been struck in the stomach. Their embarrassment hung in the air like smoke while another person gulped hard, unable to look anyone in the eyes. Because they had degraded a lady whose boots had been on classified territory, whose quiet had more power than any of their voices, and who had not spoken anything harsh. They had done more than just break procedure, gave no lectures. Real power doesn't gloat, it doesn't shout, it doesn't require affirmation, therefore it just walks on. It observes, it waits, it knows everyone in the room was altered by that day. The badge had made them freeze, but it was her quiet that really got to them. They discovered that respect is something you exhibit to everyone, regardless of status or uniform, since you never know who you're standing in front of. Please let us know where you are watching from in the comments section before we wrap up this story. If this tale resonated with you, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a karma remark below.